The opening ceremony kicks off the Summer Olympics in Rio Friday night. But getting Rio ready for the Games has been a well-documented struggle, from security concerns to the Zika virus to questions about infrastructure. So where are we now? WSJ Deputy Sports Editor Geoff Foster joins us with the latest and what to watch for at the Olympics. Hi, Geoff. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Certainly been a couple of rocky months.
Yeah, I mean, everything's gone wrong for them. You know, political crisis, economic crisis, health problems, and now it's finally here. So,
and you have reporters on the ground.
Yeah, they're
right
there,
now.
and I think a lot of what we're hearing is, nothing major. I mean, everything's built, everything's ready. The subway opened. I mean, it hasn't really been used, but
right.
it's open. So there won't be any sort of major problems. But we're hearing a lot of similar things to what we heard, at the beginning of the Sochi Games, where, the little details of the Olympic, the Olympic Village have obviously gotten attention. You got exposed wires and rooms that smell like gas, and we also have a few athletes who've already been robbed and had their stuff stolen out of their rooms. So like petty crime is certainly an issue.
Right. But what about infrastructure in terms of transportation? That looks like it's going to be okay.
We'll see. I mean, if the subway works, it should be okay for those attending the Games. But I mean, the traffic is unavoidable. And the way things are spread out, I mean, you could have athletes who are but they've been planning for this.
And the
3-4 hour commutes to their
I know, that's
venue.
true. They've been working that into their day. The stadiums are up and running.
It's good, despite the photos you see of them still, like putting in a brick there or painting a wall there.
Right.
But yes, more or less done.
And the Zika virus concerns seem like they were overblown. It is winter, as everybody said, so there are no mosquitoes, or far fewer mosquitoes.
Yes, I mean, it was predicted that, come winter, the mosquitoes aren't there. And yes, the number of cases that are being reported has dropped, continuously.
Right.
So I think, obviously we won't know until a couple months after the Games, but
it's looking good.
Looking good.
All right, let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the athletics.
There were actual athletics.
Yeah, right. There's some sports going on.
Not just crime and exposed wires.
Right. And I know a lot of athletes are actually a little frustrated that people are talking so much about the preparations and not about the actual
but it is sort of like that every year. I mean, with the exception of London, where they really didn't have any major problems, this is sort of a 4-year thing where we talk about all the problems and then we talk about the sports.
Which is what we're going to do right now.
Yes.
So tell us, who should we really be watching out for in these Games?
Well, I mean, the two biggest names are names everyone knows, which are Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps, which is amazing that these guys are back. And Usain Bolt is going to try to win his 3rd gold medal in the 100-meter dash, which is just incredible.
Is that unprecedented?
Yeah, and the truth is, he will win it. I mean, it's 100 meters. He's the fastest. I mean, it would take an injury or a false start or something like that. You don't see a ton of surprises in that sport, and
how can they just keep to be? Like, these guys are the top
he's probably he's without a doubt the greatest sprinter of all time, and he just has this unique ability. He's bigger, he's taller, and he takes fewer steps, and he's just faster, and he's dominant. I mean, it really does take an injury to slow him down, and
age hasn't caught up with him yet.
29, so I mean, it will eventually. It won't go on forever.
Right.
But it looks like, judging by, his current times, that he could win again. And probably will again.
And Michael Phelps?
And Phelps, again, Phelps is it's not the Michael Phelps we saw in Beijing, where he's like racing in every race there is and winning a gold. He's really shortened his workload to just the 200-meter butterfly, the 100-meter butterfly, his real best strokes. And this is 5th Olympics. People forget he was in Australia. He didn't win a gold there, but it's amazing, and he's still good enough to win in those 2 events, and he will be the oldest individual to win an individual event in a pool.
Incredible.
He wins at 31.
Now there is a female swimmer who could be the breakout star.
Yeah, and Katie Ledecky will be the big star of these Games, sort of what Phelps was in Beijing and London, or Missy Franklin was in London. She won a gold at 15 in London in the 800-meter freestyle, but now she's added a lot of different lengths to her resume, the 400 and the 200, and she holds multiple world records.
So she's definitely,
barring one relay, she could win 5 gold medals, which
incredible. That would be so exciting.
Yes.
Now, what about Simone Biles? She's also getting a lot of buzz.
She also is by far, I mean, her and Ledecky are just by far the best in the world in what they do, and she has won every all-around for women's gymnastics in the last few years, and barring, again, a total disaster or falling off the beam and a couple other things going wrong, there's no reason she should lose.
Incredible. So. Do you think she could take the whole U.S. women's team to the gold?
I think, the women's team, I mean, it's a few of the names you'll remember from 4 years ago, Ali Reisman and Gabby Douglas. Simone Biles was too young to be on that team, so she's now the star, but they're still there, and Reisman is still quite good at the floor exercise as she did so well 4 years ago. So she'll be back. And yes, the team should, without a doubt, win.
Now, these are the expected breakout stars. If you had to pick some surprises.
You know, I think that to be an Olympic star, it has to be familiar out. You have to do a couple of games so we learn your name.
Right, right.
So 2 people who won gold medals 4 years ago didn't get as much attention. Ashton Eaton in the decathlon, which they say if you win the decathlon, you're the best athlete in the world because it's the hardest, 10 events. He is likely or very easily could win another gold medal in the decathlon. I think he'll be a big star. Clarissa Shields, American boxer. She was the only female American to win a gold medal in boxing 4 years ago. She's expected to win again. I could see her. She's got a great backstory, a great personality. I could see her capturing a lot of the spotlight.
So much fun. It's going to be such a great time watching the Olympics this weekend. We know that you will be very closely following all the developments.
Yes. Every event.